Now, Central Oregon's local alert weather with Eric Oren.
Well, happy almost Friday to all of you. Let's take a look currently at the road conditions in the area. Now, we're looking pretty clear, as you can see here, a little bit of snow on the ground in Lapine, but we do expect to see just a little bit of light precipitation potentially early this morning. It should clear up to a mostly clear day. Let's take a look at current temperatures across the state here. As you can see, it's going to be a fairly average morning here. We're looking at the 20s, 30s, and then 40s coastally. A little warmer than we were this time of morning yesterday, but generally speaking, we're going to see a pretty similar temperature day today. Let's take a look here at your workday forecast. In case you're headed in, high is 48 degrees in Bend, wind out of the south around 5 to 10 miles an hour as of right now, but it's going to pick up to the 10 to 15 mile an hour range and then die down a little bit later this afternoon. I mentioned sunrise around 7:30, and as you can see, when you're eating lunch, going to be in the mid 40s, sun setting around 4:26, and then by the time you're headed home, should be down in the low 40s today. Now here is a look at some weather headlines in the area, just in case you need to be prepared for your day. Possible light rain early this morning, as I mentioned to you, and then we're looking at mostly clear conditions and a dry pattern. We've been looking at this fairly dry pattern with a little bit of high pressure in place. That's going to stay the case until probably early next week. Now, here is a little bit of a look at the satellite and radar. Some activity early this morning, as I mentioned to you. Looks like it might be making its way here locally, but the bulk of the activity is going to be making its way just to the north of us in the central Washington Cascades area. As I mentioned, we may see just a little bit of light precipitation. Here's a look at 7 a.m. That's when we're seeing some local precipitation, and then you can see that band of moisture moving out east of us, and then we're clearing. A little bit of cloud cover maybe coming on a southwest flow this afternoon, and then, man, by the time we hit Friday, we're looking clear. So we're actually setting up for a fairly relaxed and dry pattern over the early part of the weekend. Now, air stagnation advisory is still in place, affecting much of the state here, and that's due to a lack of wind and the ability for pollutants to sit in place due to a lack of mixing air and the ability for things to be moved out of the area. So this is going to be the case for at least a little while longer, and we'll certainly keep you posted if those conditions do persist. Now, winds this morning already getting pretty active by around 11 o'clock, maybe just a little more active than yesterday, and then we're seeing throughout the afternoon getting closer to the 10 to 15 mile an hour range. Here's 4 o'clock, though. They've died down again, back to closer to around 5 miles an hour, and out of the south for the most part throughout the day. And then as we get into the early morning hours, they're sticking in that 5 to 10 mile an hour range. So really not too impressive and pretty close to what we saw yesterday. Now here's a look at your current temperatures in the area. We're in the 30s, just a little below the freezing threshold there in Lapine, and the rest of us getting closer to the middle to upper 30s. We're also going to take a look here at your highs for the day. I mentioned to you maybe a degree or two warmer than yesterday. As you can see here, Bend looking like 48 degrees, Sun River at 43, Lapine at 45, and the rest of us a little bit warmer than that. Take a quick look at your overnight lows as well. As you can see, the 20s and 30s, pretty similar to last night. Rounding the corner here, give you an idea what's coming over the next 7 days or so. Smiley's not thrilled because, again, no snow to report, and we're certainly hoping for that as we all look to get our ski season started. But dry conditions do persist as we make our way to the weekend. You see a little chance for some rain early next week, and those overnight lows getting a little bit warmer as we climb through the 7-day period. That's been a look at your local alert weather.